somebody, the free agent market's still going. Obviously, there's a lot of names. Give me a name. Give me a name. Give me somebody who's a free agent that, one free agent that's still out there that you want to see in a Niner uniform. What do you got?
Okay. All right. I'm focused on safety, and it could be a free safety or a strong safety. I just want someone who goes and gets the ball. And that's why I'm looking primarily at Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, I would have liked Tyrann Mathieu 3 years ago. He's 29. He's probably not. It's kind of like bringing in Richard Sherman at the end. He's not as fast as he used to be, but he still finds a way to be a playmaker. You still have to know where he is pre-snap. You can't just throw right at him. He'll intercept the ball. Niners don't have anyone like that. And I think one playmaker in the secondary could put it over the top. I don't even think Tyrann Mathieu would be that expensive. So the first guy I'm looking at is someone like him. What are you thinking?
This one's tough. I think they got a couple different needs, but they need a speed wide receiver. I just think at this team, they need someone to open the field up. I mean, Debo's a house, and Ayuk's physical and Kittle's physical. They got a lot of the underneath guys, but who's running off the coverage? So I like that Marquez Valdez-Scantling from Green Bay. One, you take him away from Green Bay.
Yes.
Green Bay doesn't have a lot of deep speed, so now you're hurting them. They're one of the contenders in the conference, and then you're adding a guy in Valdez-Scantling who I think gives you a dynamic nature that you don't have right now. They had Ted Ginn with Harbaugh, and Niners always have had somebody to kind of run off the coverage and open things up. They got terrific receivers underneath, but they don't have anybody to run off the coverage. And I didn't see it this year. And it's like teams defend you differently if you have a burner who, if they think you can throw it over their head, they're going to defend you one way. If they think there's no chance of you throwing it over their head, they're going to defend you differently. And that closes the room down and the space for your running game and for your underneath receivers. So I gotta come and speed. There's a lot of speed in the draft. But, I mean, you got to have somebody who can play. You saw what NFL rookie receivers do. They don't do jack. So, for the most part, I mean, for every Randy Moss, there's like 70 guys who don't do anything as a rookie. So,
it takes
get me that veteran.
Even the good ones.
Yeah, get me that veteran speed threat that you put him out there, and suddenly there's more room on the field.
Well, I mean, it seems like the Niners starting quarterback next season is either going to be Trey Lance or Deshaun Watson. Either way, those guys throw the ball down the field. And the Niners' number one deep threat, I mean, Ayuk's a good down the field receiver, but he runs like a 4.5 or like a 4.48. Debo is their fastest guy. They could definitely use a deep threat. Valdez-Scantling averaged 20 yards a catch a couple of years ago. He'd be perfect. Absolutely. Would definitely. I like that one a lot. That works for me.
One catch for 70. I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of stat lines for Valdez-Scantling if he were a Niner of, 2 targets, 1 catch, 81 yards. But that right there is what he does. And that would open things up for everybody else.
Absolutely. I like that. What did you think? What do you want to do as strong safety? How do you want to round out this secondary? Would you draft a guy there? Is Tyrann Mathieu too old?
Well, Tyrann Mathieu could play free safety, right? I mean,
you can move Jimmy Ward.
Then you can move Jimmy Ward.
Yes.
I just look at, Hufanga, strong safety.
Yeah.
Ward's future, strong safety.
Yeah.
I think there's many more box safeties that you can find on day 3 of the draft than you can free safeties. Because to me, I would invest one of those. I mean, they got a bunch of picks now. I would invest one of those day 2 picks in like a Nick Cross from Maryland or some safety who could play free safety and really, really run. I love Louis Cine who plays for Georgia. He was incredible in the All-Star in the playoffs, I should say, at the end of the year. Cine is a burner. He's got great wheels. They just need somebody who can cover that deep middle and allow Jimmy Ward to play up on the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to wave goodbye to Tart.
I agree. And I think they should. Tart has been a good player for them. He's 30 years old. He's a strong safety. Goodbye. Move Ward to strong safety. Get an actual playmaking ball hawk. Get the next Merton Hanks.
Exactly. And Merton Hanks was a corner.
That's right.
Merton Hanks was a 5th-round pick out of Iowa. He was a corner. They transitioned to free safety, and look what we found. He was better at free safety than he was at corner. So, the guy that I thought
108 starts, Merton Hanks was amazing.
You know who I was hoping for? Kind of an underrated player in free agency. I think he already signed. It was Desmond King.
Yeah.
Desmond King is a nickel corner,
Yeah.
or he could be a free safety. And I think he would have been a great free safety in a team that likes to play cover three, and you have him playing the deep middle. But I think he already signed.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a really nice addition at Nickelback. The last position I want to address before we take questions, Nickelback. I mean, it seems like they're probably going to need to bring back K1 again unless they want to get worse at that position because the upgrades like Desmond King are getting signed. What's the plan there? What do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, that's a great one because your nickelback is more important than your third linebacker.
Yes, it is.
Your nickelback is more important than your fourth or fifth defensive lineman. Your
Yes.
nickelback means everything in the NFL. I mean,
Yes.
it's like, you got to have a good nickelback. I would say they're going to bring back K1. It seems like they
Me too.
love K1. And I have
Yeah.
no problem with that because K1 is lost a step against the pass, but he's still good against the run.
Yeah.
So I like him. And I think they trust him. There's a level, I'm sure
Yeah.
D'Amico trusts K1 a ton. He's a really smart football player. But I wouldn't stop there because you saw what happened when K1 went out. They don't have a replacement. So to me, a nickel corner, a free safety, safeties or big bodied corners who can cover, play man and zone. I got to get at least three of those guys in this draft. One outside corner, maybe one nickel corner, one free safety who can cover like a corner. I need three guys in my secondary out of this draft.